Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and for today's video we are going to talk about information sources. By the way, this is an interesting topic to talk about, so watch my video till the end. We are going to talk about information sources. So in this slide we have the outline of what we are basically going to talk about in this video. And the first thing is definition of information sources, the types of information sources, primary sources and secondary sources, their examples, and then their importances. So this is what is going to be in this video of today. Let us start straight away. The definition of information sources is: information sources are different ways in which information or data is collected or obtained by one person or a specific group of people. So, where you can get information in simple terms, those are the information sources. And in our next slide, we have these types of information sources. They are two. We have the primary sources and then the secondary sources. So we need to understand one by one. What is a primary source? What is a secondary source? What is its importance? And also maybe their examples. So for primary sources, in this slide, our fifth slide, as we are seeing, it's saying that these are original materials or first-hand accounts created at the time of the event or phenomenon being studied. They offer direct evidence or first-hand testimony of an event, person, or topic. This is a primary source. It is the original source or an original material where you are getting information. So, as we continue, we are going to understand what are these primary sources. We always use them, but when we don't know whether it is a primary source or what. So the examples include diaries. I think we all know diaries. There are letters. Could it be an application letter, a letter to maybe your girlfriend? So any type of letter, it is a primary source of information because it comes from the exact owner. Should I say, when I write a letter, I am the one writing it. So when I send it, it reaches you from the primary source. That is why we are classifying it under primary sources. These speeches we make, maybe in a conference, in a meeting, those are primary sources. It gives first-hand information. Interviews. If I'm to give you a job in my company, I will not talk to you on phone, or I need to talk to you physically such that I get the direct information I need from you, the original information. I ask you, you answer. So that is a primary source. Original research studies, we have artifacts, photographs, government documents, autobiographies, eyewitnesses like in courts, accounts, and historical records. All these are examples of primary sources. So let us not waste time and we proceed to our next slide. In our next slide, we are going to talk about before we proceed to the secondary sources, I would like us to first get to know what are the importances of primary sources. Primary sources help us in historical researches. History needs facts. That is why a primary source is very important in historical researches. It gives original information of what happened. The other importance is in literature. These novels we read, they are always supposed to be original materials to give us the exact information we need. In scientific researches, like the chemists, the biologists, those people who make research, they always need first-hand information such that when it is portrayed to the world, it is original. And the last importance is social science, e.g. in surveys and interviews. As I said earlier, we need first-hand information, not information that is going to confuse the society. So let us proceed to the secondary sources. Secondary sources are sources that analyze, interpret, or comment on primary sources. For them, they depend on primary sources to give information. They are created after the event or time period under study and involve synthesis, analysis, or evaluation of primary materials. As I said earlier, for them they depend on primary sources. So examples are books. We write books depending on primary sources. Many people are starting to write books. They always cite those books, meaning that they are not the original authors. They just pick information from original authors and come out with their own ideas. That is why we say those books that are written, they are under secondary sources. So it is not an original material. Then we have scholarly articles. We have review articles, textbooks, biographies, documentaries, encyclopedias, and also literature reviews. These are all secondary sources of information. They don't provide first-hand information to the reader. Okay, let us proceed to importances of secondary sources of information. The importance is these sources are same as primary, but instead they critique the primary sources and also give us reviews. Okay, now, as I was saying earlier, secondary sources, to bring out information, they depend on primary sources. That is why they've said here, they critique the primary sources to give out information. So, guys, this is what was on my outline, like my course outline for this video of today. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, and also forward these videos to your colleagues to also continue watching my YouTube videos. Thank you. I love you so much. Have a great day.